Hello, friends. Um, Today I want to talk about the people who are living overseas. Some people who are living far away from home, who are living in a foreign country, I should say. I want to talk about going home to visit, being able to go home to visit, being able to go home to attend funerals, being able to go home to participate in weddings and all those kind of things, especially for the people who are close relative to you. It can be a challenging thing when you live far away from home, when you live overseas, because first of all, you've got some responsibilities to take care of where you are. And for most people who are living the countries, Western countries, you should know that it's very difficult to travel. First of all, you've got family to take care of. So to plan a trip to go home, to attend a wedding, to attend funerals can be a challenging thing. But I want to share with you few things you can do to be able to manage, to be able to participate in those things back home, especially funerals. You know, I say, if you are living overseas and you can't travel for the funeral, you can't travel for someone is sick, especially a close relative, like father, mother, sister, brother, those are very close people to you. Some people live there, even partner, your husband, your wife is overseas and you can't travel. I sometimes say that's being stuck. That's being stuck overseas. If you can't afford to go home for those things, you need to do something about it. I mean, I'm not here to judge you, I'm not here to mock you. Rather, I'm here to be able to share with you and to remind you that how important it is for you to be able to participate in those very important events back home. So you have to have some strategy to be able to do that. There are people who can't travel. There are people who have been overseas for such a long time. They can't travel. Even when people pass, they can't travel. I mean, I wouldn't expect you to travel every funeral, but I would expect you to plan to travel, especially if the person passed away is your close relative. How do you do that? Save money. Train yourself to save money. Discipline yourself to save money. You know, you can save very little as $5. You can have a account where you put $5. And if you are not too disciplined enough, you can do a direct, how do you call it? Is it a direct deposit or something? No. You can be being deducted. The money can be deducted from your account when you get some salary and go direct to that saving account. I know you guys, you should know, we know how to save money, but it's so strange that people live overseas, they do all the vacations, they do all those things in where they are living, but when things happen back home, they are unable to travel. And that, you might think it's something, it's okay, it's not a big deal. But after a long time, it's gonna affect you. It affects you, your mental, your spiritual being, to be, if your sister pass away, and there you can't afford to go there for funeral, and you can't even plan, like, let me plan within a year I go. You are unable to do that. And I mean, everyone is in a different situation, but if we remind each other that we are living overseas, you are living overseas, you can do something. You can start today. If you don't, save little money, because you don't know what's gonna happen when. Sometimes people say, I will take a credit, I will take something like that, but not every time you'll be in a position of taking credit. Pay a ticket by credit. If that was the case, then people wouldn't they would have been able to travel overseas when there is a funeral, when there is something which is not something to do with the family. But not everyone can do that. So ask a different question. Okay, you are living today overseas. You are living in a place where you can't travel. Is that life? As I said before, that's not living. That is like you are stuck there. It's like you are stuck there. It's like you have no any means to get out of there. So saving some money in advance. Like, save the money in advance. Cut the expenses. Things which are not necessary where you are living. You can cut the expenses, like you can reduce the vacation you are doing where you are living, and save that money for going overseas when there is something you need to attend. You can reduce buying clothing. You can reduce buying some certain things which are not important. I know you've got some strategies, but I'm here to remind. We are reminding each other, because something we fail to do things which are actually doable, but because we haven't disciplined ourselves, then we fail to achieve those things. So saving, cutting expenses, stop sending money overseas. It's something you think maybe it's brutal or not. Nah, I'm not against supporting people overseas. I'm not against taking care of some stuff overseas. But how is it fair? You send money every time. You don't save for emergency. And when you want to travel, you don't have money. Because see, those people who are overseas, you are related to them and you are attached to them. So when anything happens to them, it's going to hurt you. So reduce. Probably I should not say stop. Reduce. Reduce sending some money. Like if you were sending 5,000, or if you are sending 1,000, start sending 400. That's just an example. Because it's not good for you to be overseas grieving and you say, oh, I send some money to support them there. I mean, it's all good and well, but it doesn't help you psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, in anyhow. It doesn't help you that much as an individual. Helping people is good, but you have to have some strategies to help you to be able to go home. And it's not only for funerals. even to be able, maybe once for 3 years, 2 years, if you are migrated permanently overseas, arrange to be going 3 years, 4 years, save some money to go back home. It's possible and it's doable. When you plan, when you arrange, when you discipline yourself financially, you will be able to do that. You know, it's so sad that you left your home country, you go overseas. After few years, your parents are aging. They are, and you don't go there to see them. It's so sad. And sometimes we comfort ourselves. Oh, such is life. No, such is not life. Such is not life. Such is not life. We can do better. We can do better if we discipline ourselves. Visiting home, go home and see the people. It's very sad. Sometimes you are living overseas and people are aging and people are sick and they pass away and you haven't gone. You haven't seen them for such a long time. You know, ask yourself, what are you earning? What are you achieving? Because when we live overseas, we count what we are earning. We forget to count what we are losing. Okay, you are living a life, overseas. You are living maybe in Western country where there is a lot of things already done infrastructure-wise. Maybe there is good hospitals, very affordable and very easy to access for everyone. Good schools and all those kind of things. So those things might blind you. They might blind you and you think, oh, this is a life I supposed to be living. By any cost, by any means. I don't care if people are dying back home. I'm here and I'm not gonna move. I'm not trying to impose something to you guys, but I'm trying to remind, me included, to remind myself, because this message have been coming in my mind. And today, that's why you see I want to talk about them. Yeah? You might be blinded with the things and you forget that relationship with your own people, your own relatives, matters. Your parents, your siblings. And I really want to remind you that if you can't be able to do that, to travel, to save for vacation, for all those at home, to be honest, you are putting yourself in something which is not worth it. At a time you might think, oh, we are getting good education for children, but who said a good education is found in Western countries? I'm not against living in Western countries. I guess most of us, we went overseas by chance, sometimes God brought that opportunity and we came. But if you are at the extent that you can't go back home, it's not worth it. I just want to challenge you that it's not worth it. And sometimes that's what we count, good school for our children. But remember, even where you are from, if you've got some money, if you saved some money, there are good schools still. If you are living somewhere you can't travel to go home, you have to think about it. Think about it. I Like how like how worth is it to live far away where you can't travel to see your own parents, even if they are sick, even if they are dying, and then what you say, I'm just here to achieve good schools. But remember, even where you're coming from, there are universities, there are good universities. And and as I've said, I'm not against people living overseas. I'm not against people migrating. But if you are migrating to somewhere where you won't be able to go home to see parents, you have to think about it and do something about it. And if it's possible, think twice. Think, save the money to go back. Think it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to live overseas if you are stuck. It's not worth it, and I'm telling you. Back where you're coming from, different countries, maybe you're in Europe, or maybe you're in Asia, maybe you're in New Zealand, Australia, USA, maybe you're in Africa, you come from different countries. Wherever you are, it's not worth it to live somewhere far away from your own people, your own family, where you are unable to travel. I didn't say no, don't live there, but if you are unable to travel, it's not worth it. One day you will regret. You will find like whatever you have achieved, it's not worth missing a parent. It's not worth missing someone dying back home and you can't go. It's not worth it. Well, those are words I wanted to remind you, all of us, people who are living overseas or who are planning to live overseas, that family member matters the most. You know, I tell you something, money will never go and look after your dad and come back and tell you how is your dad, how is your mom, how is your sister, how is your brother. Money can't do that. You will send money all your entire life, but it can't satisfy you as a person. Instead of sending that money, save more and travel, go back home. And I hope God will enable you. I've been prompted a lot to talk about this. I might be guilty of it on some of the point I'm saying, but as I said, we are here to remind each other. I'm here to remind each other so that we can do better. And I believe God will help you to start disciplining yourself and open more doors, more windows for your success, so you can save money. But those strategies I've mentioned, if you focus on them and put them into practical, they will work. So I will stop here, and next time I will talk about something maybe to elaborate more, or about anything else what God put in my mind to share. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord bless everyone. And see you next time. Bye-bye.